issued 3 RFPs. They're floating around on the table right now. They're on the street now. With one is our standard coastal and marine science RFP. This one is now a 2-year RFP, and based on that experiment with the 1-year RFP and the tactical approaches that people were taking, and what feedback we got from the PIs and what the numbers look like. That RFP has been segmented into 2 sections. One is the student-only support. That was very, very popular. The second was what we found is that the seed money and the large approach probably weren't getting us. We didn't get such overwhelming feedback that one was so much better than the other, and actually many felt that the seed money. It's a lot of work to go through the Sea Grant RFP process, which can be a year in length, for $40K. It was a lot of work for that kind of money. So, in fact, we've gone back to the original model, which people were in reflection upon, were supportive of, the typical Sea Grant proposal, which would be up to about $70K, of which then the PI has the flexibility to decide: do I want to put it towards a seed type project, come in a lower amount? Do I want to go up to 70 for something? So that's the outcome of that, and we're going to continue this reflective process. I mean, that's what we did in this first year. We'll reflect on what the experience is with this 2-year RFP as well. Due dates, you guys I'm not sure if you can read that from back there, but March 23rd is the due date for pre-proposals. There is the regional RFP that is typically issued at the same time. That's a Virginia, Maryland, Delaware RFP. That due date is March 3rd, coordinating proposals and projects with folks from those other states. And I will mention that the topical priority areas have not changed in this RFP from last year, and there are unique research funding priorities for the regional project as well. And then we've also issued again the Coastal Community Adaptation Fund, which is that due date is April 1st. But we're not done, because you're going to see soon the announcement on the street for those graduate student fellows, and the Mid-Atlantic Sea Level Rise and Inundation RFP that I mentioned earlier. We've secured funding to put back on the street. So those will be happening this year. Virginia Sea Grant is a network. We operate like a network, but we're a complicated network, because every type of partner is different. We have core staff, we have long-term contractual relationships, we have short-term contractual relationships, we have partner institutions and advisory committee structures, we have external stakeholder advisors, we have short-term project-specific partners, and funders as well. So it's a very complicated arrangement, and the partnerships, each partner arrangement is different, and expectations and roles and responsibilities are different. And at the same time, I also mentioned we love being this. I think this makes us nimble, it makes us responsive, and we're looking at expanding that network. We have a number of partner institutions today. I think in the future, hopefully, we'll have more partner institutions. We have a number of advisory committee members today. We'll have new and additional advisory committee members a year from now. So this network is responsive. It's an amoeba. It has to be responsive. And so, how do you write a charter and operating procedures and principles that reflect that? Because that's not, our mom and dad's org chart. It's a different org chart, and it's a different charter, and it's a different set of operating procedures. This was something that we were encouraged to do through our. We've been wanting to do it and committing to do it, but also, as we saw in our NOAA site review team process, they really liked that idea and they wanted to see it. So it's something we're really committed to and interested in. So where does that leave us? Where will we be in 2012? A year from now, what will I hope to be saying? I hope to be saying stories and give you examples that represent that we, in fact, have been reflective on our practice, adaptive and responsive to emerging issues and to opportunities that are going to pop up this year, some of which we will not expect. And many of those funding opportunities I mentioned earlier and the monies we secured, nobody predicted those January of 2010. So I can bet there will be some things like that will happen in 2012. But at the same time, and throughout this process, we are really committed to being open, transparent, inclusive, and working through the process of building our charter and our operating procedures to reflect that. So I'm actually really excited. I think 2012 is going to be a great year. I'm looking forward to what I'll have to say to talk to you guys about next year too. And so thank you very much. That was the annual report for 2010 from Virginia Sea Grant.